Well, excellent. Welcome to our live webinar. My name is Nicola Pomponio. Thank you so much for taking the time to log in. Today, we will visit two estates in Spain that are part of Ferrer Miranda, Bodegas Orube and Valduban. We will discuss our two Rioja wines, the Orube Crianza and the Amor de Madre Reserva, and our Ribera del Duero wine, Valduban Reserva. Please join me in welcoming Jordi Vidal, Export Director of Ferrer Miranda, and Vanessa Insausti, winemaker at Bodegas Orube. Welcome, both of you.
Hello, thank you.
All right.
Hello.
Well, I'm going to switch off my mic, and Jordi, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, first of all, hello everybody, and thanks first of all to the whole team of the US to let us bring you closer to our products. In fact, it's a great pleasure to meet you all. I see that there are many people from many states from the US, which is very good. Let me introduce myself shortly. My name is Jordi Vidal, and I have been working in the group Freshnet for 25 years in different areas. I started in the PR department of Freshnet at the age of 20, and there is where I learned about winemaking and in fact about the wine business in general. There I met winemakers, journalists, customers. After 5-6 years there, I wanted to learn more about our areas of the business. So then I went to Germany, to Freshnet Germany, for a time of 3 years, where it started a project already related with premium wines of Freshnet. There I was working mainly in the on-trade channel. And after these 3 years, I came back to Barcelona and I decided to join the international marketing department as senior brand manager. 4 years later, working in that team, I got the responsibility to continue developing the premium brands, not only in Germany, but at that time worldwide. In 2019, Henkel and Freshnet joined forces, and it was at that moment that Mr. Pedro Ferrer, the vice president of Freshnet, created the company Ferrer Miranda. Now we will talk about Ferrer Miranda. And we can say that the company, it's quite new. This company, Ferrer Miranda, it's quite new, but the wines and the knowledge of the business that we have, it's for a long time, and this is thanks to the Ferrer family.
Thanks, Jordi. Vanessa, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good morning. I'm Vanessa Insausti, winemaker and Orube Wineries, Solar Viejo Wineries. Firstly, sorry for my English because my level is low, but I'm going to try to speak the best possible. I'm agronomical engineer and winemaker. I'm from La Rioja, and for this reason, I have passion for the beans and wines of this region. This morning, I'm going to be pleased to explain the secrets of Orube Crianza and Amor de Madre Reserva, and two wines with personality, but with different style, each one of them. I work with these wines from its origins, from the beans until the bottle. Okay.
Thank you, Vanessa. Jordi, why don't you give us a little explanation of the history of Ferrer Miranda?
Yeah, thank you. So in fact, it's what I was telling you. The origin of Ferrer Miranda, it's quite new. So we go back to 2019, but the background, as I told you before, it's for a long time, thanks to the Ferrer family. The Ferrer family has a long history with the Spanish wines, specifically Cava. So we started with Cava, and this is dating back to 1861. So the still red wines are a relatively new endeavor, sourced from two states, Bodegas Valduban, which was established in 1997 in Ribera del Duero, and this is where Valduban Reserva was born. And in 1998, Bodegas Orube, which is in Rioja. So these two wineries are the essence of Spanish red production in general. And in my opinion, there are three important things that Bodegas Valduban and Orube have in common. First of all, the primary grape in production, which is the grape Tempranillo. Although I have to say to that although the grape is the same or very similar, there are a lot of differences between Ribera del Duero and Rioja, mainly because Rioja, we have the influence from the mountains, from Sierra de Cantabria, and this allows or this protects a little bit the region from the north of the from the wind of the north. And Ribera del Duero, it's completely flat. So there is a lot of difference of temperature between day and night. And this makes a lot of difference between one region and the other. Then the second point is that both states, they have female winemakers. So Vanessa is here with me today, as you have met her. And Gloria Diaz, she is the winemaker at Bodegas Baldubon. And the three common things that we have between Bodegas Baldubon and Orube is that both vineyards are grown on plateaus. So Orube, it's in Rioja Alavesa, and Baldubon, it's on the northern plateau of the Iberian Peninsula, on the banks of the Duero River. This is around 2 hours up in the north of Madrid.
Well, those are 3 easy facts to remember. Primary grape, Tempranillo. Both estates have female winemakers. Obviously, Vanessa's here with us today, and Gloria Diaz is over at Baldubon. And then both vineyards are grown on plateaus. Wonderful, easy facts to remember. And we'll send out some sheets just so that everybody has these facts as well. So please tell us a little bit more about the Rioja DO, Jordi.
In fact, Rioja, it's the oldest DO in Spain. It started in 1925, and the first to be called calificada, to earn the status of calificada, DOCA. And this is something that you can see in also in the label of the product. And that was in 1991 that obtained this status of calificada. Rioja, it's in the north central Spain. It's about 2 hours drive from Bilbao, in a valley along the river Ebro. The entire valley, it's moderated by Sierra de Cantabria, as you probably can see in the picture of Nick. The image behind Nick is this Sierra de Cantabria. It's a small but jagged mountain range that stops clouds from coming into the Rioja Valley. And besides wine, the area is known for its delicious tiny artichokes, white asparagus, and piquillo peppers. And for wine, the area is split into 3 sections. There is Rioja Baja, Rioja Alta, and Rioja Alavesa, next to Álava. And this is exactly this last one, Rioja Alavesa. It's where Bodegas Orube is located. And it's next to the neighboring Región Álava and also next to Rioja Alta. The wines in Alavesa are similar to Rioja Alta. And there are more rolling hills in these 2 regions, and the best vineyards are on south-facing slopes. Around Rioja Alta and Alavesa, you can find many ancient fortified castles and monasteries on hilltops.
All right, that's great. Thanks, Jordi. So Vanessa, why don't you tell us a little bit about the winery Bodegas Orube?
Originally known as Bodega Solar Viejo, now it's changing Orube, was founded in 1937 in the medieval town of La Guardia. La Guardia is in the heart of Rioja Alavesa. It is situated on a hilltop and was established in the 10th century as a defensive town. Nowadays, the original walled villas still stands, so that I invite you to visit us because I'm sure that you will really like it. The present winery is situated at the base of the Sierra de Cantabria. For this zone, it's very important, this mountain, because it stops the cold wind of northern Spain, and it allows a good climate for the vineyards, also allows high water in the soil depth, because in winter usually it snows. In fact, this week has snowed. We have vines, but also we work with other growers of this zone. There is a good relationship with them, so we work together during all the year to decide treatment, goes on the bean, but above all, the date of harvest.
Okay, great. So we own some of the vines, and then we also have these great relationships for years with some growers, but you're contributing a lot of the factors to them, letting them know how you'd like them to grow and harvest and work the terroir. Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about the differences between the Orube Crianza and the Amor de Madre. Let's start with the Crianza Orube.
Orube Crianza, the Crianza wines have to be in oak barrels during at least 1 year, and Reserva 1 year in oak, more 2 years in bottle. Are different types of wine, okay? And Orube is, Orube is a blend of the typical varieties of our region, Tempranillo, Grenache, and Graciano. 65% Tempranillo, 20% Graciano, and 15% Grenache. The three varieties are picked up and vinified separately, allowing us to choose the optimal moment of ripeness and extract the best from each of them. The alcoholic fermentation is done in temperatures controlled in stainless steel tanks, and the time the contact with the skin is more or less 18 days. Following malolactic fermentation, the young wines are moved onto the barrel.
And you use different types of oak for each variety, correct? Because you're vinifying everything separately, and each one goes into a different type of oak. So tell us about that.
Yes, we use different types of oak for each varieties. The Tempranillo aged in American and French oak with medium toast and between 1 and 3 years use. For the Graciano, we choose only New American and French oak, and with a higher toast level. For the Grenache, we chose French oak barrels with 1 year use. After 12 months, we make a selection from this barrel to make the blend. Okay, and following at light clarification and filtration in the winery, and it rests in bottle more or less 4 months to obtain great aromatic and complexity.
It sounds delicious. Jordi, what do you like to eat with the Orube, just out of curiosity?
Oh, myself, I do really appreciate Orube Crianza, mainly with cheese, ham, tapas, and maybe hamburger as well.
That's perfect. And nothing better than a great burger with a nice bottle of red wine, some Tempranillo,
Exactly.
Graciano, and Garnacha. Okay, Vanessa, let's go to the Amor de Madre. Please tell us about it.
Amor de Madre is a Reserva wine. It's a blend of two red varieties, Tempranillo and Graciano. In this harvest is 75% Tempranillo and 25% Graciano. The same than Orube Crianza, the two grape varieties are vinified but separately to obtain the best moment of ripening. It's very important for that the tannins are round and not bitter, okay? The alcoholic fermentation is in stainless steel tanks during 18 days to increase the contact, the mass with the skins. Following malolactic fermentation, the wine is moved into the barrels. Also, we choose different types of oak, different dose level, different origin of forest. Tempranillo aged in a mix American and French oak barrels. And Graciano, we choose New American and French oak barrels, like Orube Crianza. Both varieties are aged in barrels at least 12 months, but usually Graciano aged 80 months in barrel, okay? We choose the best blend. This harvest is 75 and 25%, but each year can be different, depend on many things. For example, the climate, the production, the alcoholic fermentation. This wine has a lead clarification with vegan-friendly products like Orugue Crianza, and filtration to obtain bright liquid and that in its bottle. This bottle is aged in our cellar for at least 24 months in order to increase the aromatic complexity and to refine and polish the wine tannins.
And tell us exactly, what does Amor de Madre mean?
Amor de Madre means is the love of the heart to the grapes. As I said before, the most important in a wine is the origin, is the soil, are the beans, the grapes. And in this wine, we work two varieties in two zones different in Rioja, Tempranillo from Rioja Alavesa and Graciano from Rioja Oriental, because this variety, Graciano, ripen better in this zone because the weather is hotter, and Tempranillo is earlier, ripen earlier, and Graciano later, okay?
Excellent. That's really great. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for the detailed explanation of the wines. Jordi, it's your turn. Let's talk about an exciting region and the last wine that we're going to talk about, Ribera del Duero. And go ahead, Jordi, tell us a little bit about the area.
So in fact, Ribera del Duero is located on the northern plateau of the Iberian Peninsula, on the banks of the Ribera, on the river Duero. The climate is continental Mediterranean with cold winters and long hot summers, and generally dry with more than 2,400 hours of sunshine a year. This area has been cultivated for more than 2,000 years, and today is one of the most prestigious appellations in Spain. And in fact, Bodegas Baldubon, it's located on the outskirts of Milagros. Milagros, it's next to the Riaza River, and it was founded in 1997. The Riaza this river flows down from Sierra de Aillón to its confluence with the Duero River at the bottom of the valley. And from there, you can see the town of Aranda de Duero. Aranda de Duero is the heart of Ribera del Duero. Bodegas Baldubon brings together the best elements of Ribera del Duero through a steadfast respect for tradition, innovation, passionate dedication, and strong Ferrer family values. In fact, our Baldubon estate is located in one of the prime winemaking areas of Ribera del Duero. It has 25 hectares on the vine. We also own vineyards in 3 other key DO subzones, and our mission is to preserve our winemaking traditions while seeking out innovative ways to perfect our craft in harmony with the environment. Our on-site water treatment plants helps protect the Riaza and Duero River basins, and our 500 solar panels generate 40% of our energy. So we do work with solar panels, which are also great for sustainability. Baldubon Reserva, the wine that we talk about, it's 100% hand harvested and with all vine Tinta del País, also called Tempranillo. And the Tempranillo is transported to the winery where it is desteamed and crushed. Fermentation is carried out for 22 days approximately, and pumping over occurs several times a day. Once the wine is racked, malolactic fermentation is carried out with daily monitoring, and the wine is then prepared for the barrel aging. Aged for a minimum of 26 months in, we do mix 50% American oak and 50% French oak for 36 months. Old oak. And the winemaker, Gloria Diaz, she conducts regular barrel tastings until the wine displays the perfect balance between structure, depth, flavor, aromas. So the wine then rests in the bottle for 16 months prior to release. And this would be a little bit the summary of the wine.
Old Vine Tinta del País Tempranillo. I love that. That's a mouthful. But just out of curiosity, Jordi, and one of the questions in the chat, what's typically the ages of the vines? And if you don't know, we can also send it out later. But what is the ages of the vines for the old vine Tinta del País Tempranillo?
Depending on the area, depending on the region, but it's mainly, we talk about some of them, they are 50 years old, some of them 80 years old, and in some specific cases, it's maybe 100 years old. But I think the average from the vines that we are using, we talk about 30 to 50 years. Vanessa, is that correct?
Yes.
30 to 50, it's the average that we are using.
Wow, that's in the Ribera del Duero. And Rioja is about a little younger or a little about the same, Vanessa?
Yeah,
Probably
sorry.
Probably similar. It's the vines, they are more or less, they have the same average of age.
Fantastic.
Yes, more or less, yes.
All right. Well, I can't believe how quickly we've gone through this. It's already 25 after the hour. Jordi, what do you like to pair? And I asked you that about earlier. What do you like to pair with the Ribera del Duero, the Valdovan Reserva?
Talking about Valdovan Reserva, due to the aging and due to the structure and volume that we have with the Valdovan Reserva, here I would suggest something with a little bit more body. The same, I would stay with some cheese, but more aged cheese. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I would also go with beef for sure, and smoked lamb or barbecue. I think this is a good pairing.
Gamey meats and barbecue. That sounds good. I actually had the Valdovan Reserva with some lamb, and it was fantastic. What a gorgeous wine. And of course, Vanessa, your wines are incredible. Actually, one of the two right there in front of you is one of my wife's favorite of our entire portfolio. So we actually had the Orube last night while we were talking, and it's just a wonderful wine. She loves the wine. Okay, so let me see if there's any questions in the chat. I don't see any questions in the chat. What does Orube and Valdovan mean? Does it have a meaning, or is it just words that were selected?
No, in fact, Orube has a meaning. You know that in the area of Rioja Alavesa belongs to the Basque country. And in the Basque country, they have an own language. In Spain, we have 4 different languages. Spanish, general one, Catalan in Barcelona, there is Gallego in Galicia, in the northwest of Spain, and Euskera in the Basque country. And Orube in Basque, in Euskera, means like old farm, old house. Casa solariega. This is the meaning.
Fantastic. And then let's see, there's another question. Oh, what about Valdovan? Does Valdovan mean anything in particular?
Yes, there is a valley called Valle de Ubón.
Okay.
And that's why from this valley, we took the name of Valdovan.
Okay. What about sustainable practices? I know you mentioned solar panels earlier, but is there something briefly you can tell us about sustainable practice? Because sometimes buyers love to hear about the sustainability of a winery.
Yeah, in fact, we started with this for some years, and the idea is that we have been increasing the use of these solar panels in the 2 wineries, mainly in Valdovan and Orube. But we also take a lot of care with our suppliers. For example, they do respect a lot the weight of the bottles, that they do respect as well sometimes using recycling labels. So we are increasing our ways of being more sustainable.
Okay. And I understand there's also one last item. I understand there's also going to be soon, we're not sure exactly when, but a bit of a winery name change. In the past, the winery in Rioja was called Solar Viejo, and I understand that eventually it's going to be called Bodegas Orube, and I actually threw that out there a few times, correct?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't know exactly when, but it will be in the next months probably.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
So eventually it's going to be called Bodegas Orube, and from Bodegas Orube we have Orube and Amor de Madre, and of course our wonderful winemaker Vanessa. Jordi, Vanessa, I can't believe our 30-minute time allocation is actually up. Thank you so much for both of your time today. Thank you for talking about the wines. We really love these wines. And Vanessa, my wife wishes she could have been here today to meet you online, but she's a teacher, so she's actually already at school because she's like, oh my gosh, those wines are fantastic. I want to meet her. So eventually I'm going to do just a chat with her and you. But I want to thank you both for your time and for your, all of the details regarding the wines. So informative, so interesting. And I'm going to hand it back to you, Jordi and Vanessa, to thank everyone.
I think from our side, we can only say thank you for trusting our wines. Thank you for giving your support, offering the wines in the US. Last year with Vanessa, we were in New York, and we could really see how difficult it is to sell the wines, to present the wines. But we know the quality is excellent, and I think I'm talking also from Vanessa as winemaker. We do really believe in our products. We know we have added values like the power of the Ferrer family behind that. And we know we can really success with the wines, but this will not be done without your support and without your help. And that's why I think in name of Vanessa and myself, and from also the family Ferrer, thank you for all your support. And for anything you need, even if you are in the area, just let us know. And we will try to help as much as possible. Thank you.
Fantastico. Vanessa, gracias.
Thank you very much for your work and for your attention.
Gracias. You have to say gracias, right? Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Adios. Gracias. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll talk to you all soon.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you.